Even in a city like New York, there are certain times of the day where you can find yourself feeling like you're completely alone here. It was peaceful with an eerie quiet, probably not a side of the city that many people have experienced. But that is the beauty of the service industry. It exists on both sides of the extremes. While many of us are the last to go to bed, there are a good amount who are the first ones to see morning. The bakers, the pastry makers, the baristas, all of them making sure that the rest of society is armed and ready for their entire day. And that's why I found myself on the 4 train at 4:30 in the morning, because 5 is when Dominique Ansel gets into the office. The man who you might know as the inventor of the Cronut, and quite possibly the first person to make any kind of pastry go viral. He's there, along with his morning and overnight crew, putting the final touches on every immaculate confection that you could possibly want. They are very well acquainted with this side of New York. This is the version of the city that they know and live in, and they don't really have a choice, because this is the only way everyone else can get their fresh croissants by 7.
Good morning, good morning.
I hope you don't mind me having this camera all up on you.
Yeah, sure.
What do we have here this morning?
So here's our morning bake. So you usually do in the morning and do a little quality check. So I'm gonna go over each of them, do a cross section, check on the quality. So we do this every single morning.
Okay, so like this is just representative of everything that you have on sale.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I see.
This is one of our morning procedures.
Yeah.
We do this for every single location. I will cut it the cross section, so we'll cut all the viennoiserie in half, check on the quality.
And what are you looking for?
So I'm looking for a lot of different things. I'm looking for this, for the croissant, for this beautiful honeycomb, light textures, nice shiny crust.
Oh. And that is from the lamination over there?
From the lamination. So I'm looking at the first the color on the outside.
Yeah.
And then this like white little parts I call it the lining, to make sure that the croissant is well baked.
Mm-hmm.
So this shouldn't be too thick here. If it's like this is thicker, it tells me that the croissant was baked for too long, or like was baked in the oven and was not hot enough. And then the honeycomb, you want something light and delicate. So we use our own Levain for the croissant.
Yeah.
Levain that started like 14 years ago before we opened the bakery.
Yeah.
And we need to keep it fresh every day. So that gives the lightness as well of the croissant.
Amazing. So what is the trick to get this kind of structure?
Honestly, there's no trick. You just have to get everything perfect.
Okay.
It's like years of like working on
Practice
it and like practicing, and of course.
Is this your favorite part of the day?
I like this, yeah.
Yeah.
I like early morning when everyone's still awake.
Yeah.
I have like some quiet time for myself. Chocolate croissant.
Chocolate. I had this yesterday. It was incredible.
Especially early morning like this when it's fresh out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
That's the DK. So the Prinyaman, this one is made with brown sugar.
Yeah.
This is a coffee cake.
Wow.
So same here, there's a croissant dough on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a layer of coffee cake. We finish it with a ganache and some marshmallow on top as well. That's the apple and riole. It's a rice pudding with apple compote inside.
Rice pudding with apple compote.
And they'll do the same thing at the bakery. And they'll do the same thing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But we'll do that cross section.
When did you open your Vegas location?
3 years ago.
3 years.
3 years. 3
What was
years.
that like?
It was different.
It's
different
bigger.
than anything we've done before.
Oh, okay.
Like I was happily surprised because they have a lot of resources, a lot of
Yes.
space,
Yeah, of
lots of staff, lots of everything you need to do a good job with it.
Yeah.
And they gave us everything we needed to do.
This is
vanilla passion fruit.
I like how it looks like an egg when you
It
cut it.
does, yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Are you allowed to?
I like them all.
Yeah.
They're all different. They're all very different.
Pistachio?
This is Earl Grey
Earl Grey.
and mascarpone.
Wow. Do Do you find yourself in the mood for anything in particular when you have this, or are you just around this all the time? So it's just...
Yeah, I have it every morning, so it's fun in the beginning when it's a brand new menu.
Yeah.
But when you do it every day, you're like, okay, you look at it, you know it's good. Do you want to try something?
Yes.
This is good, still warm.
I love the tea in this. Wow. Now, when you're coming up with these, like, has been your inspiration?
I think I don't talk enough about it, but texture is a good one. Mm-hmm. So you want like contrast. The viennoiserie doesn't have to be like always like a plain kind of texture. Mm-hmm. I think adding a ganache like this, something like candied fruits, it gives them some like texture. It gives the viennoiserie some dimension a little bit.
Is this any kind of special butter?
Yes, the butter we get from this is Bourbon butter.
It's gorgeous.
We had a restaurant in LA
Uh-huh.
and in London before the pandemic. They were named best brunch restaurants in the city, Los Angeles and London. I love restaurant business. Yeah.
Would you ever do one again? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
I love cooking. I
Yeah.
love French classic. I love all sort of food.
Uh,
I'm very adventurous when it comes to food.
what is your favorite type to eat that you don't make?
We do a lot of the Chinese food at home, but I cook it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because
I've learned it with my
like
wife and her mom, but I do appreciate Korean food as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how to cook Korean food, but I love Korean food.
The Taiwanese restaurant that you're doing, or is it a restaurant or a book?
It's doing a bakery,
Oh, yeah, that's what
but
it is.
it's more like
That-
Asian bread influence. It's not ethnically like specific.
Okay.
It's more like all like sort of like Asian breads in general,
Yeah.
mixed with the French touch, French culture.
And that is called the
Papadamo.
Papadon. That's.
You
I
know
love
what
the
it
name of it. I know you had mentioned it before, but then I saw like maybe an announcement on an Instagram or a
Yeah.
story of
Yeah,
it.
we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So papadamo is what my kids call me.
Yeah.
At home when they want something.
It's so cute.
So it's like the relationship between my culture, which is French culture, and the mom's culture, which
Yeah.
is Asian, and like inspired by the love of both.
When does the Asian bakery open, and where is it?
So it's gonna be probably first quarter of this year. It's gonna be just below Union Square on University Place.
7 a.m. is fast approaching and Dominique is putting the finishing touches on his confectionaries, whether it be shards of chocolate or adding the imported French butter to the rolls for his sandwiches. Every placement is careful and intentional.
Not only will we make it good, but we also have to make it beautiful.
But this is just the final step. All of these had to come from somewhere. And one of the things that makes these bites just so spectacular and so special in flavor and texture was an ingredient that he called a levain. And he asked if I wanted to see it, and of course I said yes.
I'll wait for you before
Hello.
opening it. It's like opening a Christmas gift every time. You're gonna see pulling off the lid. See this? So that's the beauty of it. So this levain is about 13 years old as the bakery. I started this before we opened the bakery, with just a little bit of flour and water. So then you let it ferment, and you keep on refreshing it every day by day. So the older it gets, the deeper the flavor. And you see it's like light, aerated,
you
fluffy.
can smell
You can
it.
see these bubbles here. Look at this one. It's the fermentation. It's like very active. So what I do every morning, I put my nose down and I take a deep breath, inhale out from my nose.
Yeah.
And I see and I smell it. There's a little bit of acidity, almost like smelling wine.
Yeah.
If there's a little bit of acidity or not, and I'll adjust the feed of the levain based on this. It smells pretty good. Fermentation is like in so many different cultures, like it's been used for centuries.
Yeah. So what is the difference between Levain and sourdough then?
It's pretty much the same thing.
Oh.
It's just different name.
Oh, okay.
The levain is the French name for sourdough.
Oh, okay.
Some of them might be like you'll see a lot of different ones. There's like the liquid one, the liquid levain.
Yeah.
They use more for like baguette.
Yeah.
There's like a firmer one that they use for we use for sourdough. This one is just in between. We use for our croissants. It's our own recipe of the levain. Of course, you know the Italians have the biga. It's almost the same thing. It's a mother dough, so it's a fermented dough that they use for pizza. I just want to see the texture, so just do something like this. And you see, this has a little bit of elasticity. This has a little bit of texture.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. That's what a good levain is.
It's so relaxed, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a little. There's a little bit of elasticity. It's also like soft at the same time.
Huh.
So it's a beautiful fermentation right here.
I mean, you should name it. It's like 5 years, it's ready to go to college. Oh, it's got fragrance.
The mouthfeel as well. The texture is like creamy and silky, and like it has texture.
There's yeah, you're right. There's a very, I don't know, the softness to it, the way it kind of like shapes your mouth.
But all of this is important. Like the levain and the butter, some of the most important ingredients in the croissant. We also have our flour. So our flour is naturally organic. It's French flour.
Yeah.
It's from France. So I'm not like a snob with all ingredients, but that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So think of the soil,
Yeah.
the heirloom grains that we have in Europe, and the quality of the growth of the wheat. That gives you the quality of the flour.
Yeah.
I have a lot of French friends that have been here. They became gluten intolerant. Strangely, the French people don't have that many allergies.
Yeah.
And one of my friends went back to France. I was like, you should try the bread, and she was like, no, I'm gonna get sick for sure. I get sick when I eat bread now.
Yeah.
But you should try. The flour is different. She went back for a week. She came back with a smile. She said, I ate bread for 5 days.
Oh my
and nothing happened to me.
That is, I've heard that story. You hear that story often about people being able to eat bread when they go over there. They're not able to eat it when it's over here. Is it the processing?
Sadly,
is it the
I think
type
the processing, the pesticide that are used, like all the stuff that is made to like treat the product here and grow it faster.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, right?
Yeah.
There's some really good organic flour here in the US actually.
Yeah.
There are a few that are really, really good for bread. But I think in general, like the nature of like French way of growing product is a little more organic, a little bit cleaner. So it makes that, when you actually eat it,
Right.
you don't feel that bad. Do you want to see the flour?
Yes.
So you know what I love about this? When you read the ingredients with gluten, that's it.
That's it.
This is your ingredients. There's nothing else in there. So this is a type 45.
Yeah.
This is like specially designed for viennoiserie. So by mixing a different grain of wheat, we can adjust the gluten content and the elasticity in the dough. So just this year, I worked with this brand to make our own pastry flour.
Oh, okay.
So this is the French flour, the highly good quality flour you get in France. So I just released this pastry flour that people can buy and actually make things at home.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So there's not that many professional French flour available for people to buy here on market.
Right.
I have a few friends that tried to make cakes with it, especially when you make light sponge cake. It's like super, super fluffy, delicate.
Is this going to be available throughout the country?
Yeah.
While we were doing the interview, the workshop was busy with activity. There had been people that were there the entire night, and there had been people that were there since 4 in the morning. I was free to sample anything that I wanted, but there's only so much butter my body could handle at 6 in the morning. One of the things that I did try was an olive oil croissant, which was a unanimous favorite throughout the workshop. Everybody loved that one. And then there were the cannelés.
Do I knock it on?
I had seen these on YouTube and TikTok before, and I never tried them for myself. I've always wanted to because I understand they are very difficult to make.
What's your favorite pastry? Good.
Oh my god. It's so good.
A crisp outer shell encases a custardy interior with flavors of rum and caramelized sugar. I was in heaven.
Ew.
Oh my god.
I do.
That's the way we do the omelet, sandwich. But the move is on that olive oil.
Well, I ate that, so that was so good. I can see why people here love it. What's your favorite? Everything.
I'm very classic circus.
Oh, yeah.
Savory,
Oh my god.
garlicky, rosemary. I'm a savory pastry kind of person.
I'm just a savory person all
Yeah,
around.
like even though like I look at sweet soda and that makes sense too. Like it's like you taste it, but like when you go in like to a bakery or whatever, like I want to get a savory thing.
Me too.
Cut me out when you can.
I'm gonna do like the makeup thing. I don't know why they do this.
I don't either. My sisters always think.
It was amazing. Everything was completely delicious. I was drunk on butter by the end of that shoot. Dominique Ansel has 2 locations in New York with a 3rd one opening up there soon. And while in a previous era there were lines around the block and people were waiting hours upon hours just to get their hands on a cronut, I found it very easy to walk in and grab anything that I wanted in the middle of the day. No problem. Of course I had a cronut and that was delicious too. This was where they were born after all. They only make one flavor of cronut which changes every season, and from what I understand they have never repeated a flavor ever. And of course experiencing one is worth the trip alone, but do yourself a favor, bring a large group of friends who are all okay with sharing and each order something different so y'all can share little bites and pieces of everything. I will be personally coming back for the cannelés alone. That is definitely one of my new favorite things.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was so nice to meet you. Yeah. I will. Thank you.